the most amazing story, just unbelievable to me. And I think you will find it also. I bought this boat last July, and watch where I'm going, because I see some traps out there. And I've been running 1,500 miles so far, or somewhere real close to that. And hold on. Somewhere close to 1,500 miles. And this morning, I said to myself, there is no way in hell they put an autopilot on this boat that only worked up on the bridge. That's up there, up top, okay? And so for all this time, hold on, I gotta do standby again to miss traps. Aggravating sometimes. So all this time, I go look through all my files. I'll show you that in just a second. Let me get out of this little issue. I haven't had traps in a long time, and here we are everywhere. So I pull out my manuals, and I find Simrad AP16 manual, and I flip all through this book, and I find out you can put a remote control. I never had autopilot downstairs. I always running upstairs. In the rain, starts raining, run downstairs and drive manually. I drove for hours and hours and hours and hours manually, and it's not easy, I'm telling you. It is a job. So I looked in the book, I find out the AP16 has got a computer that runs everything. Well, I got to go find that. I found it under there, the computer. I start looking at it, there's a wire coming out from underneath the bottom of it. So I'm like, well, that looks like a plug-in for a head unit. And it had some tape on the end of it. I pulled the tape off, and lo and behold, it is a plug-in for a head unit. Well, guess what? I just so happened to have replaced the original one that came on this boat that still worked, but it's a little aggravating, but still worked. And I replaced it with a different one. And so I go get it. I come down here, I plug it in, and lo and behold, autopilot is working. And let me show you what was in that hole. This thing is an old Cytex depth finder. It wasn't even plugged into anything, just was in the hole. And it just so happens to be the same size, or actually the back of it is the same size as that. Not only that, but this is what I actually think came out of that hole, and they put this in it. And they put this one upstairs, or on the bridge. So the screws, all the screws, exact same screws for this. The holes lined up perfectly for the autopilot. And lo and behold, we have autopilot downstairs. And let me tell you something, I was online, I was about to buy a remote control and some wire to hook it up and all the things I was gonna need to make it work. I was blessed today, boy. I mean, I did something good to somebody somewhere at one time or another. That's the only thing that explains this. Somewhere along the line, I did something good, and I just got paid back. And the next time I see somebody, I'm gonna do something good again, because that was the best thing that has happened on this trip. Because Jerry was about to spend whatever Jerry had to spend to get autopilot downstairs, because I was just getting wore out back and forth, and you have to adjust it every, it depends on where you're at. I'm in open water right now, so I don't have to adjust it much. But if it's raining outside really hard, and you can make course adjustments with it, and it's a constant thing that you have to pay attention to where you're going. Just because it's autopilot doesn't mean you don't watch where you're going. You watch all the time where you're going. Make sure you're not running over logs, crab traps, or boats, and make adjustments. Well, the Lord shined on this old dog today. I just can't explain how happy I am. It just changed the whole face of the entire trip. Autopilot is a must. It is a must on the bridge. It is a must inside the cabin. You got to do it. Don't accept it without it. That's my 2 cents on anybody that's going to do the loop. Now, look at this water. Actually, it's not as dark as it was. It was like chocolate brown. Now it's lightened up quite a bit. I got a storm chasing me, but I'm out running it at 7 knots. Hey, 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 I'm having a great day. I hope you understand how great this day is. So, love you all. We gone.